Step right up to one of the greatest marvels of the ancient world, the Roman Colosseum. When it was finished in 80 CE, this wasn't just a building, it was a statement, a gift to the people from their emperors, designed to dazzle and entertain up to 80,000 spectators at once. Think about that for a second. 80,000 people. The design was so revolutionary that modern stadiums, nearly 2,000 years later, still borrow from its brilliant blueprint. What was the secret to its massive scale? Roman ingenuity, of course. We're talking about a masterpiece of Roman concrete and the ingenious use of the arch. By stacking arches one on top of the other, they could build higher, stronger, and more open than anyone had ever imagined. It was a true architectural game-changer. Imagine what it looked like in its prime. The entire outside was covered in gleaming white travertine stone, a brilliant sight under the Italian sun. And it wasn't just stone. It was adorned with 160 massive bronze statues, each one larger than life, celebrating gods, heroes, and emperors. It would have been an absolutely breathtaking spectacle, a symbol of Rome's immense wealth and power, visible from all across the city. Walking up to it must have felt like approaching a palace built for giants. But once you got inside, the experience was all about where you fit in Roman society. Seating was strictly divided by class. Down at the front, with the best views of the action, sat the emperor himself, along with the powerful senators. As you went up the tiers, the social status went down. The common folk, the poor, and women were all seated way up in the nosebleed sections at the very top. It was a perfect reflection of Rome's rigid social hierarchy, all laid out in stone and seating. Everyone had a place, and the Colosseum made sure you knew yours. Now, let's talk about the main event. The floor of the arena itself was a wooden platform covered in sand. In fact, the Latin word for sand is arena, which is where we get the name. But the real magic, the true spectacle, was happening just beneath the surface. Under the sandy floor was a complex two-level underground labyrinth called the Hypogeum. This was a maze of tunnels, holding cells and animal cages. It was the backstage of this grand, deadly theater. Picture this, through an incredibly sophisticated system of ropes, pulleys, and elevators. Stagehands could work in the darkness below. Then, at the perfect moment, a trapdoor would fly open, and suddenly a roaring lion, a snarling tiger, or a fully armed gladiator would appear as if from nowhere, right in the middle of the arena. It was pure, terrifying, theatrical shock and awe. The crowd would go wild. This element of surprise made the shows unpredictable and incredibly exciting. It wasn't just a fight, it was a performance, orchestrated from the shadows below. And if that wasn't enough, there's even evidence that in its early days, the Colosseum could be flooded with water. They would stage incredible mock naval battles called nomachia, complete with full-size custom-built ships clashing right there in the arena. Can you even imagine seeing that? It's a testament to the insane level of engineering and showmanship the Romans possessed. They didn't just build a stadium, they built a dynamic, multi-purpose stage for the ultimate reality show. For 400 years, the Colosseum was the heart of Roman entertainment. It hosted brutal gladiatorial contests where men fought to the death for the crowd's approval. There were exotic animal hunts, pitting skilled hunters against beasts brought from the farthest corners of the empire. And it was also a place for public executions, a grim reminder of the state's power over life and death. The Colosseum was where the might of Rome was put on full display, a symbol of its ability to control nature, command nations, and decide fates. After the fall of the Roman Empire, the Colosseum's story didn't end. It lived many different lives. Its precious stones were carted away and used as a quarry for new buildings. It was fortified and used as a medieval fortress. It even became a Christian shrine, a place of pilgrimage. Today, what we see is a skeleton of its former glory. The gleaming stone and bronze statues are long gone. But even as a ruin, it's profoundly moving. The Colosseum stands as a powerful, beautiful, and brutal monument to the incredible heights of Roman engineering and the complex, often violent soul of an empire. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you enjoyed this glimpse into ancient Rome, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures into history. See you next time.